Okay, we got Osolama. I hope I say his name right. And this is the most annoying plot trophies. Let's check this out, bro.
Oh shit! Oh dang! Dang! Oh yo! There's no way she's alive.
Hey, don't move.
Roll that intro. When consuming any form of media that has an ounce of story, there will obviously be some narrative elements to make the story more compelling. After encountering enough stories, you'll start to notice certain patterns being used across a multitude of series and genres. Things like the assembly of a team or a character searching for a treasure are all common patterns seen in many narratives. What I've just described to you is a plot trope, and there's a whole lot of them that we see, but it would be a bold-faced lie if I were to say that every trope was good. So in today's video, I want to talk about the tropes that I, and likely other people, find very annoying. And as we work our way through the video,
let's see.
Tropes will get more egregious and challenge my suspension of disbelief to the fullest. There will be no manga spoilers, but anime spoilers are going to be in this video, obviously. With that being said, we're going to start off with tropes that bring some minor annoyances, fairly trivial stuff, but worth mentioning. And the first one is the infamous line, "He's right behind me, isn't he?" Which is just a meme at this point. It's been a staple line in so many TV shows and films for years, and there was a time when the line was actually funny, but that time was like 15 years ago. It doesn't really bother me when I hear it in a movie or see it played out in other settings, but it can be really corny when it's used unironically as a joke in a comedy movie. I think nowadays, the trope is better when the character doesn't even say anything and they just have a look of doom and despair on their face. It's just funny to see how funny a face a character can make when they're caught lacking. This Lex Luthor panel gets me every single time because he knows better than anyone else the gravity of the situation he's in. The henchman in Spider-Man games also just look hilarious if you pause the game while you're fighting them. And I don't blame them at all. We'd all have this face if we knew Spider-Man was about to cave our souls into the pavement. But I think we can all agree that Bleach is the king of these types of shots, and they honestly never
crazy, bro.
get old. Besides that, there's not really much else to say aside from the trope being extremely played out. Another trope I see people have a problem with is the whole idea of the MC or a majority of the main cast being the chosen ones or some legend from prophecy, and I can understand the frustration and agree with it a bit. I think this comment brought up a good point about how the whole trope can low-key shift the trajectory of a character's journey. In the cases of Naruto and Luffy, we saw them grow and learn how to control their abilities they were given from a very young age, and it felt as if they were cleverly developing new strategies and abilities reflecting their growth as a character. But when you learn that they secretly had some overpowered fruit of legends, it kind of feels a bit watered down. Imagine if we knew Naruto was the son of the Hokage, had amazing clan traits, and was the child of prophecy from the very beginning. All those trials and tribulations would feel less character defining because you'd expect him to win everything. However, I do think the trope is realistic in a sense. The trope can work because we're following the success story, so certain conveniences have to be expected when it comes to a character's progression. Naruto is trying to be Hokage, so although it may seem a bit BS to have him have all these favorable genetics, I kind of have to believe it. You typically do need some type of X factor to get you to the top. Same thing goes for Luffy when trying to find the One Piece, or basically any character that has a lofty goal. I also feel as if the writer has a large influence on how well a plot point like this can affect the story, which applies to most of this video. I'm just stating the obvious. Luffy still had to work to actually unlock these legendary abilities and whatnot, so in a sense, it still feels like all of the extra powers and implications of this special fruit were earned. The chosen one trope is a case of something that I've grown to accept a lot more over time as something that's low-key necessary depending on the story. Alright, now we're gonna start getting into plot tropes that are low-key dumb as bricks. These are tropes people typically identify as a stupid plot point. It's weird though, despite the widespread complaints, you'll see these tropes more often than not. The first of these tropes is the classic case of the villain monologuing long enough to allow the hero to escape. I feel as
yeah, man, that part that'll be getting me, bro. Like, bro, they gotta, like, you know, bro, we get it, bro. Just hurry up and finish it.
We don't see as many egregious cases nowadays, but they're prevalent in some manner. People have already talked about how stupid this trope is, and I share a similar sentiment. Like, I get that it gives the hero an opportunity to make a comeback and win, but it's not even as if these villains are saying anything particularly interesting. It's usually some unfounded arrogance that they're expressing. Half of the time, they're just explaining their plan in great detail, believing it's foolproof. It makes it even worse when the villain actually wants to murk the hero and they just start talking, which objectively puts them in a worse position. The hero now
knows. But at the same time, I do like when they do that though. But you know, I still, cause it's some stuff that we don't know that they're gonna tell us. But then again, bro, it just keep it short. That's all I see.
Everything about your plan. So if they're smart enough, or you know, have enough
plot armor,
they're going to be able to escape. The only argument I understand is when arrogance is a villain's primary trait and they want to embarrass the hero before their defeat. Another may be that they want to prove the hero and their convictions wrong before they kill them. But still, it makes little to no sense to give a chance to someone you know can be the biggest obstacle to your goals. This trope only works when the hero and villain are debating ideals to make it more realistic. Like when Green Goblin and Spider-Man are yapping, it makes sense for Goblin to not murk Peter off rip because he's offering him an opportunity at a partnership. Aside from these cases, this trope just really should not be done in any serious movie. Okay, this next trope was one of the more notable ones, especially when it comes to tropes that people don't really like, and it's the power of friendship. And I'll be—
oh my god, bro, the power of friendship. I mean, I ain't got no problem with it, but sometimes it don't get like annoying, like it don't get. But you gotta remember, it's like majority of all like shonen animes and stuff like that. Always gonna have power of friendship, man. It's a shonen. It's shonen. It's shonen. It's shonen. So I'm assuming that's why you're gonna like do that, bro. Oh man, see, back then, bro, I didn't really understood like the power of friendship. I knew a little bit of it, but I didn't like knew it like bro. Sometimes I just couldn't stand that power of friendship stuff. Sometimes, bro, I'm like, man, cut that. Let's lose.
To be honest, I really don't think this trope is as bad as people say it is. I see this trope get a lot of flack for being overused, but I low-key think it's kind of realistic. The power of friendship is essentially when a character is able to win a fight because of the bonds of their friendship. I don't know if I'm crazy, but this is something I can see possibly happening in real life. I feel as if the power of friendship is sort of like when you have a crowd behind you to support whatever you're doing. Assuming your friends aren't there to clown you, if all your close friends are there to help you with something, would that not make you feel a bit more energized? Now, I'm not that delusional. When you're getting a power up strong enough to start boxing up the person who was previously shrugging off your attacks, you're getting hit with the power of friendship allegations, because that's BS. Shonen anime are typically guilty of using the trope in this manner, but
yeah, see, though, I said Shonen is known for this. Shonen is always gonna do power of friendship. It's for like the young. It's because most is it's targeting like young audience, bro. So of course it always gonna do that. It's the power of friendship. You're gonna target younger audience.
it makes sense considering those series are meant for a younger audience. There are also some cases
there you go.
where the trope is handled correctly, where the close bond between two characters can help them push through certain trials and tribulations. I don't think this trope is particularly bad, but it still gets the side eye from me a lot because a lot of series use it so blatantly and don't even try to disguise it. Next trope I want to talk about is when characters hold back against their opponents. Dragon Ball characters are guilty of this one a lot. And let me be real with y'all, Dragon Ball fried my brain because I kind of understand why they do it so often. You can't just crush someone immediately with full power. You don't go on a track and run a race immediately at 100%. You can pull a muscle or something. Like if you know you're better than someone at a game, you gotta drag it out a bit so you can have some more fun. Really need to gauge their power a bit and show off while you're at it too. There's also a bit of mystery to a character when you know they could just violate at any moment. And plus, a lot of characters who do hold back do have a pretty good reason in doing so. I mainly refer to superheroes when I say this, as most of the time they have a stricter moral code and don't want to murk anyone. Take Spider-Man for example. He's legitimately too strong for his opponents most of the time. When
Batman like that too, ain't he? Batman like that too though.
Doc took over Peter Parker's body, he punched off Scorpion's jaw. And I don't mean
metaphorically or rhetorically or poetically or theoretically or in any other fancy way.
His jaw got punched clean off. But there's a hidden problem that arises when you remind the audience that a character is holding back. When the character holding back eventually gets their lights punched out, it can get annoying because you know they can win the fight easily. Then there's the more obvious problem with characters holding back. It begs the question, why are you not just defeating your enemy instantly? It feels like these characters are just trolling because their reason for holding back is not valid whatsoever.
I mean, the only one that really do stuff like that, well, the ones that don't hold back, all I know is pretty much Saitama. Saitama don't really hold back.
Unless it's for the safety of the person or people around them, the reason is usually based on some selfish desire because they want to fight more. If you, as a functioning person, are genuinely concerned about someone's potential power, why wouldn't you go all out from the beginning to get rid of that possibility? Like they'll give the villain, who can transform and get stronger, a chance to transform and win the fight. Half of these guys be having abilities that would dang near one-shot someone and they use it like one time or not at all. These characters would rather break the will of their opponent than win the fight because that makes sense when the world is in danger. And what's this? The villain took advantage of the opening you created, got stronger, and now they're beating the brakes off of you? Shocking. A character holding back will usually bring rise to holes in a story as to why the villain is able to run free after an encounter with one of the strongest characters in the series. And before I move into the next part, if you're enjoying the video so far and you're new, you might as well subscribe. With that being said, the next three tropes I'm going to briefly discuss are more so anime exclusive or related tropes. The first of the three being when the MC gets hit as a running gag. I think a lot of people dislike this trope because it's never really enjoyable seeing someone get punched for no apparent reason. The MC,
I mean, it don't bother me, bro. It don't bother me though.
will just be living their normal life, say something a bit stupid, then get a concussion because of it. But I will say this, sometimes when some of these characters get hit, it's low-key justified. Like when Luffy randomly rockets all of his crewmates, some of them being normal humans, onto the ship in the blink of an eye, I think getting angry is a bit justified. Obviously, the response is not justified every single time, but I think sometimes people underestimate how many times these MCs do something brain-numbingly stupid. The next trope I want to talk about is fan service in general. Not sure if it really...
I mean, yeah, I know it. Fan service, bro. I mean, I mean, back then, I guess when I was young, you know, it was cool with me, but now that I'm, you know, it don't bother me, bro. It just, you know, sometimes it don't bother me. I just sometimes wish it wasn't like on certain anime. Like, I don't want Fire Force to be there. I don't want Fire Force, bro. Cause I don't want Fire Force to be fan service.
counts as a trope, but it really is annoying to see. Take Fire Force, for example.
Thank you, bro. I don't want Fire Force. I like Fire Force, but I don't want Fire Force the fan service. I don't want it to be in that, bro. It's just, like I said, it's certain anime that I don't want it to have that fan service, and Fire Force definitely should not be one. Oh my god. And then it was the other anime, I forget what it called, but it was a man, he had like a teddy bear face and all that. Bro, it had fan service. That would kind of like threw me off. I'm like, no, it would have been so good without the fan service. But you know, it is what it is. And like I said, Fire Force can be good too, just without the fan service. God.
Personally, I think the fan service allegations gets dragged just a bit because Tamaki doesn't really have that much screen time. But when she is on screen, it's almost guaranteed some fan service is afoot. 70% of the scenes she's in, some article of clothing will be coming off, and I'm being dead serious. Take this scene for example. Look at the scenario, look at the timer. Does this even make sense? Even if we just say it's comedy, are we really laughing about it that much? Like, how do some of these anime scenarios even happen? He slipped, fell, then pulled down her pants. What are we even doing here? I promise you, without any of these scenes,
bro, the fan service, bro, I said Fire Force would be so good, bro, without the fan service, man. But then when I look at it sometimes, like, oh man, come on, man. We don't need that much fan service on it now.
Will remain the exact same. The trope is really only good for the freaks of the world who enjoy it. Another trope that's especially annoying to come across is when characters start explaining their ability. And while we're at it, let's lump in when people magically just guess the ability of their opponent. Both of them make little to no sense. In any type of fight, your biggest advantage is your opponent not knowing what you're capable of doing. Therefore, if that information gets revealed, you take away a lot of your advantage. So why on earth would these characters reveal their ability? Let me be clear. I like that trope though. I ain't gonna hold you. I like that one though. Trope mainly happens to help the viewer out and actually know what's happening during a fight. However, in
yeah, but it's say at the same time they still can they probably holding like a little ability, but then they come around and do another ability. You know what I'm saying? Something like that though, bro. I don't want to get too deep in it though.
It still makes no sense. The only time it does make sense is in a series like Jujutsu Kaisen because revealing your curse technique makes it stronger. But even then, would it not be more beneficial to hit an enemy with an attack that they don't know how to counter? They do this in Bleach a lot. Y'all know I love my examples, so allow me to introduce you to the captain of the 3rd Division, Rose. This guy has a very strong Bankai that if you don't know what to do against it, you'll probably lose. Keep in mind, we are fighting in a war right now, so every battle matters. After popping his Bankai on the enemy, Rose has the bright idea to explain all the intricacies of his Bankai. Guess what happens to him after that? You revealed your ability and lost because your opponent thought of a way to counter it. Nah, I can't say I saw that one coming. Then honestly, anytime I see a character guess an opponent's abilities off rip, I just call cap. We don't see it very often, but when we do, I just can't believe it that much. Like the character will get hit with the most basic application of—
Bro, you know what crazy? Is that I'm watching Yu Yu Hakusho. I'm watching Yu Yu Hakusho, bro. I was watching it on yesterday last night and I'm finna watch some more after this. That's crazy.
The move and automatically understand how their opponent—
and plus y'all saw me when I had posted it. Yeah. I'm watching some Yu Yu Hakusho right now.
Ability works.
Old school throwback.
But I do suppose a lot of the characters who guess the opponent's abilities are typically smart characters, so I can't really hate on it that much. The last section of this video has tropes that are flagrantly bad. I'm talking plot points that are a legitimate stain on a series or a movie. The tropes stray more towards bad writing than anything else. The first of these tropes I want to talk about is a plot twist. It's very hard to actually pull off a good and relevant plot.
I like plot twists, bro. I like plot twists. Attack on Titan, they did it good though.
Plot twists, and most of the time they aren't executed very well. The point of a plot twist is to suddenly change the conditions or setting of the story to—
yeah, this was a good one too.
make an even more engaging narrative. However, there are so many times when the sudden change is way too drastic, making the plot more incoherent. For instance, look at 7 Deadly Sins. The ending was already a bit wacky at that point because it was getting dragged out. Then after defeating the main villain, whom we've hyped up for basically the entire series, boom, there's another villain. Boom, there's a betrayal. Boom, character gets revived. Boom, boom, boom. You get the point. The plot twist moves on from what we assume to be the final battle into an actual final arc that wasn't really hinted at. It just makes me feel as if the plot twist was only there to check off a box. I know it was to set up the next series, but it just left me more bewildered than anything else. It's even crazier because there are already better plot twists in this series already, so this
basically it's a to be continue.
one just felt even more out of place. There are also the BS plot twists that make you feel genuine anger. Black Zetsu and Shippuden comes to mind immediately. Or how about Lelouch and Euphemia? I'd say that not only classifies as a plot twist, but one that really made no sense of happening. It felt like it was put in to keep the series on pace to a certain goal. The next egregious trope is the shock value death. Sometimes a series will randomly kill off a character suddenly, usually as gruesome as possible to elicit some sort of shock value to the audience. Quite frankly, this trope has never been good. Neji's death in the war.
I'm cool with those two, man. Cause like I said, bro, like I said, everybody different, bro. Me, I'm cool with some stuff like that happening. Don't like, wow. At the same time, like I'm gonna feel some type of way, but at the same time, it's like, wow. You get what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is.
War Arc is a classic exhibit of a sudden character death for no reason. There was literally no reason for him to die. His death merely served as a way to shock the viewer and show how dangerous the war really is for the characters. That being said, it was done.
It's the same like how My Hero Academia went dang, what that dude name is who we can see in the future, he died. You know? But you know, it is what it is though.
Poorly, and it's pretty hard to defend such a death. Shock value deaths also just feel like an FU to the viewers when it happens so suddenly. If you've seen Justice League Apocalypse War, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The movie essentially started murking a majority of the characters you watched for years across different movies. It was supposed to be the last movie of the universe, but it still doesn't change the fact that all of these characters died to try to surprise the audience. Mind you, this movie universe wasn't always killing off characters every film, so this was out of the ordinary. The one time we saw a bunch of character deaths was the alternate future where basically everything went wrong. There's also the fact that all of these events got reset anyways, so there's little to no reason for any of it happening. However, I will say, shock value can be pulled off correctly depending on the series. For something like AOT, shock value deaths almost feel like a bit of a necessity because it's the
shock value with Attack on Titan, Attack on Titan, bro. Woof. Bro, it had me on the edge of my seat, bro. Like, bro, who is gonna die? I prayed, but it don't die. Then I prayed, she don't die. Then the other one don't die. I like Attack on Titan did it right, bro.
Reality of the world they live in. But besides those few exceptions, the sudden death of a character holds no value to me. I'm gonna keep it a buck. This next trope is my least favorite one. I despise when characters get dumber for no reason and do things that are out of character. This is called plot-induced stupidity. I feel as if this is different from holding back because holding back is voluntary. Characters getting dumber just feels like the writers need to move the plot forward somehow, so they just give their characters a lobotomy. Goku's already not the brightest, but in his fight versus Super 17, his brain was completely turned off. He's fighting Super 17 and realized that this android may be absorbing or at bare minimum nullifying his ki blast, kind of like, you know, other androids in the past. This idiot decides to spam even more ki blasts.
Yeah, see, that's the part that's the part that will get me. But you gotta remember, didn't the creator say he more like a man child? I think like Goku more of a man child, so you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
No reason, please.
When I saw this part had me a little hot. Like, bro, what are you doing? Stop shooting! Stop using your ki. It had me so hot, bro. I'm like, nigga, are you stupid?
For everyone watching this video to go watch that fight. Goku uses Vegeta's technique more than Vegeta does. He even launched a 10 times Kamehameha at him. We also have the classic cases of speedsters forgetting that they can run fast. Apparently, Quicksilver doesn't realize he's faster than speeding bullets and that you can actually push someone out of the way without taking their spot yourself. Other speedsters are guilty of being just as dumb. CW Barrett. Sidebar, this show really is just cheeks. It really broke the inner child inside of me. Another case that didn't make sense to me at first was Gojo not going after one of the disaster curses in Shibuya. I was so confused as to why he went after the transfigured humans first. Then I actually decided to read what was happening in the scene, and it's a bit more forgivable since they gave some explanation as to why he didn't go after them. The curses probably would have woken up if he attacked them, but it's still kind of shaky because it's Gojo we're talking about. Plot-induced stupidity isn't mutually exclusive to fights, but it's the most clear when it's done in a fight. Oh yeah, I didn't forget about you, Star-Lord. You dumb as bricks too. The next trope I'm gonna discuss is a bit more character specific, and it's related to Yu-Gi-Oh! And honestly, I'm really glad we're all mature enough to start admitting that Yama Yu-Gi was straight up cheating in his series. When I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! For the first time, I didn't know what was happening, so I just followed what the anime was doing. Then I actually took time to learn how to play and started rewatching the original series. This guy was straight up making up rules. This BS he did against Kaiba was straight cap. What do you mean my dragon is decaying from the inside out? This was factually Yugi during half of his duels.
Fine, I'll have Blue Eyes White Dragon attack over Dark Magician.
Were you not paying attention?
Paying attention to
The
what?
rotation of the moon around the
What?
Earth.
No.
Heart of the Cards is also the most cap ability I've ever seen. I'm supposed to believe that as long as he has faith in his deck, he'll get the card he needs. Imagine
yeah, that's the part. Also, that's the part right there. Also got me when I was watching. Like, come on, man. But you know, bro, come on. I'll let Yugi slide. I'm gonna let Yu-Gi-Oh slide though, man. Come on, it's Yugi, bro. Come on now. I'm gonna let Yu-Gi-Oh slide though. You know what I mean? You feel me?
someone told you that in real life and they got the card they needed every single time, we'd all assume they're cheating. Remember, this guy's some pharaoh from centuries ago playing card games in the modern era. He's probably using some millennium magic to help him get the cards he needs. And just to top it off, here's Yugi drawing 4 cards when Pot of Greed only allows him to draw 2 cards. Animation error? I think not. That man is cheating. The second to last trope is, actually, let me just put it like this. No, 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 no. It's a different culture, fine, whatever. But come on, bruh, this is just weird. I don't think I need to talk about how weird it is to portray adults as kids, and then even worse, put these characters in romantic positions. And to anyone who thinks this image is completely fine because she's an adult, look at this image and tell me you wouldn't have to do a double take. I'm not spending too long on this trope. Let's just move on to the final.
Wait, what trope is that though? I'll be confused. Like, what trope is that?
One. And this trope is a character getting written out of the story only for them to return at the most convenient time. And this low-key is going to be a preview for a later video I got in the works right now. I just find it very interesting how fans of a certain series will dunk on other series for bringing back a thought to be dead character and not bat an eye when it happens in their own series. I understand that a lot of the time people don't care about narrative as long as their favorite character comes back. And I'm on that train too. I'd be the happiest person alive if they brought back Jiraiya. But when I see people calling it good writing because of foreshadowing, I start to question whether we saw the same thing or not. It's just hard for me to believe certain characters who are essentially in limbo come back at the exact moment needed to save the day. Stories will try to avoid this problem by making it apparent that we don't officially know the whereabouts of said characters. Sure, that makes it make sense on how it happened, but it doesn't mean it was necessarily good. And I'm sure that there are some of you guys that are catching on to what I'm saying here, but I'm gonna leave a lot more of my argument for a later video. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, especially considering how much longer it is than usual. I feel a bit better not uploading super frequently if I end up dropping like a 20-minute video. Let me guys know if you guys want a potential part 2 to this video. I thought I got a lot of the tropes that I didn't like, but maybe there's some I missed. With that being said, have a great day and peace out.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, bro, man. I know what that last trope is with the females. I think I know it, but I don't want to like say the wrong thing. So, 20, let me know what that last one is. But you already know. Link up in the description now. I can start on my